So small.
So small.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into today's video, I just want to take a second to welcome all of the new subscribers to the channel. Not only do I want to welcome all of the new subscribers, but I want to thank everybody for supporting me and my content, getting my channel to over 1,000 subscribers.
Oh my god! Wow!
At the time of recording this, I'm sitting at about 1,800, which is just amazing. I'm incredibly grateful to all of you, and it's amazing to see how many people actually enjoy watching my content. With the influx of new subscribers going through my videos, I've had some subscribers point out holes in my content, which I do appreciate. I just want you to know the feedback that you're giving me does not go to waste. My goal is to provide you with factual information in an entertaining way, of course through my filter, and I'm not perfect, so thank you for those of you who are fact-checking me and helping my content get better for everybody. Now the road to 2,000 begins, soon to be 3,000, and I'm incredibly excited to have all of you along with me for that ride. So what brings us back together on this day, I hear you ask? Well, viewer, things are pretty grim in America right now. There are riots, looting, murder, and mass destruction of property in major cities across the country. There is a lot of tension right now, and this is very apparent not just on the city streets, not just in the cities themselves, but online as well. A place where people normally aren't too kind to one another to begin with. We just see these avatars online and we tend to forget or even ignore that there is a person behind that screen. Cancel culture is in full swing, so of course this is the time for celebrities and companies to show us how virtuous they are, just how much better they are than all of us little plebeians down on the ground. Where would we be without companies like Activision Blizzard, or Disney, Nike, or hell, Popeyes? Just who would be our moral compass? Join me in today's video where we take a look at the companies who are using the current crisis in order to appear as if they deeply care for a cause, when in reality they're simply attempting to not only shield themselves from rioting and looting, but also attempt to score social points in hopes to manipulate people into thinking that they are more than a faceless entity whose sole purpose is to make as much money as possible. In today's world, no one is safe from cancel culture. Say the wrong thing online and the overweight, blue-haired Gestapo will be dispatched from their cages and lairs. They'll come riding in on their mobility scooters of social justice. They're going to take you away to their re-education camps located on intersectional Rainbow Island. Just as individuals walk the political correctness minefields of social media, so do corporations. June is Gay Pride Month, and if you spend any time on social media, you will undoubtedly see companies showing off their new rainbow versions of their company logo.
I'm gay!
Perhaps a black and white version this year due to current circumstances in the United States. And don't forget, if their logos have not been changed, they are garbage and they hate black people and they're dirty homophobes. I know some of you haven't changed your profile picture, how dare you? I'm just kidding, I love you. Now, if their logos have not been changed, they have undoubtedly tweeted something out in order to supposedly show support for a cause that the company doesn't actually care about. How do I know they don't care about the cause? Don't worry, viewer, hold on, we're going to get to that shortly. It's in a company's best interest to follow the flow of current public opinion. If something is popular, you're going to see companies jumping on because they want to capitalize. After all, their job is to make money. They have shareholders to appease, and CEOs want to keep those fat paychecks rolling in, and they can't do that if the companies go under or they get ousted from their roles. Lego has recently made the news by asking all of their affiliate sites to stop running advertisements for Lego sets that feature police and the White House. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but the most vocal people right now are none too happy with law enforcement, which means that people and companies, they're going to attempt to distance themselves as much as possible in order to escape whatever kind of insane backlash that they would be receiving for daring to support the police. Of course, this has not stopped Lego from selling those sets, because that would mean losing money. And the most important thing for them is to make the most money as possible, all the while mitigating any kind of financial loss. This is a cost analysis. Lego had to determine what's going to make them seem like they care about what's going on while still being able to profit. This is a win-win for them. They get to appear virtuous, all the while they're making money, and that's the theme of today's video. Now, this is not to say that I agree with Lego. I don't have to agree, nor do you. It's just a simple observation that can be easily made. But it's not to say that Lego is alone in this sort of behavior. Oh no. There are plenty more companies that we're going to be covering today because corporate slacktivism is thriving right now. Slacktivism is when a person or a brand attempts to show that they are in fact activists. They do this from the safety and comfort of their own homes or offices, and it's usually done by doing the bare minimum. The bare minimum, kind of like just changing your profile picture, you lazy fuck. You know who knows a lot about doing the bare minimum? Bethesda. Oh, Bethesda, when you aren't busy putting out half-assed games with absurdly priced low-effort microtransactions, you somehow manage to change your profile picture to a rainbow. It's really great to see you showing support to those in the gay community. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? Bethesda, you didn't change your logo for the Middle East Twitter account. I wonder why that is. Could it have something to do with the fact that in countries in the Middle East, the punishment for being gay is death? Funny how Bethesda has no problem flying that rainbow flag in regions that are accepting of gay people, which all people should be accepting of gay people, by the way. But it illustrates the cowardice and false allegiance that this company claims to have with the gay community. It's like, hey, we're with you, but you know, when you're getting stoned to death, we're just gonna hang out over here. You, good luck with that. You can deal with that over there. Now, of course, it's not fair for me to levy this criticism against Bethesda alone. You have other companies who are partaking in similar hypocritical behavior. Activision Blizzard.
No, God!
What the hell was that? I just said Activision Blizzard sent out a tweet the other day voicing their stance on the current turmoil. Today and always, we support all those who stand against racism and inequality. There is no place for it in our society or any society. Black Lives Matter. Man, that sounds really good. I mean, racism is bad. We don't want that in our society. I can totally agree with that. Fight racism.
Yes.
Push for equality.
Yes.
Except in China.
Yeah.
Wait, what? It's funny and sad how short the memories of some people are. It's even more funny that a company like Activision Blizzard would put out a message like this when they have actively suppressed free speech and supported a communist dictatorship who's oppressing millions of people and stripping away their basic human rights. Back in October of 2019, a professional Hearthstone player by the name Blitzchung was banned from tournaments and had his prize money taken away by Blizzard. Blitzchung dared speak out against the disgusting Chinese Communist Party. I guess they aren't too supportive of fighting oppression if the oppressors make them billions of dollars a year. You had Hong Kong protesters fighting against one of the most evil governments in the world, and yet you heard nothing from Activision Blizzard. They are so spineless that they will not take a stand to extreme human rights violations. There are people who are being kidnapped by the Chinese government, people who are sent to re-education camps where God only knows what goes on there, and the silence from companies like Activision Blizzard is deafening. Who would have guessed the loyalty ends where the renminbi stops rolling in, huh? What's that, Hong Kong? You want to feel supported in your fight for human rights? Well, sucks to be you, cunts. We need that sweet Chinese money and those delicious Chinese cocks in our mouths. The secret is MSG. Activision Blizzard isn't the only one on their knees waiting to guzzle a hot load of MSG from the CCP though. Disney and Lucasfilm, two names that have become synonymous with virtue signaling and pandering. Of course they were going to feel the urge to get involved in this. After all, they've always shown such great respect for minorities throughout the company's history.
Fortune cookie always wrong. Not the hot one. Shanghai, Hong Kong, egg foo young.
And gets approved by Santa. Then a black doll tumbles down the belt, says Mammy, and stamps her own butt, as Santa watches on and laughs.
Excuse me, what?
And let's not forget how they treated John Boyega throughout the recent abomination that Disney calls the sequel trilogy.
Where's Ray?
They turned him into a comic relief buffoon with fuck all to do. Great way to utilize a talented black actor, Disney. They couldn't even let him be a Jedi. I mean, God forbid he gets with a white woman in the film. Better to just give him an Asian girlfriend. Oh, wait a minute, no, they got rid of that. Just stick him with another black person. That's the safest thing to do, right? You fucking morons. John Boyega has recently joined the protest, and Disney released this statement. Lucasfilm stands with John Boyega, and his message that now is the time. Black lives have always mattered. Black lives have always been important. Black lives have always meant something. The evil that is racism must stop. We will commit to being part of the change that is so long overdue in the world. John Boyega, you are our hero. Oh, so you stand with John Boyega. That's funny because here I was thinking that you were somehow complete liars and massive cunts. But that wouldn't be the case, right? Unless, of course, you're marketing a film for China, where by and large, they don't really care for black people all that much. Then it's okay. It's okay to push him to the back of the poster, when it's not making you money. If it's going to negatively impact your marketing or the way that the film performs in a certain country, just hide the black man. I think I'm starting to understand how all of this works. It's almost like these companies don't actually care about your cause. Like they don't care about fighting racism. Is this how you stand with the black community, Disney? Is this how you show that you're committed to fighting racism? Hide the black man until he's profitable for you, or until he can gain you some kind of favor in the eye of the public? And let's not forget about their pathetic attempt at pandering by adding a lesbian kiss that lasted for half a second, something that was designed to be so easily removed from the film in regions that don't support gay people. It's funny how that works, right? We care about you until you lose us money. As soon as you lose us money, fuck you. To wrap things up, let's take a look at Nike and Popeyes chicken. There is mass looting going around across the country. Stores, small and large, they're boarding up and spray painting Black Lives Matter on the boards along with black-owned business in hopes that stores won't get destroyed, which, spoiler alert, it doesn't help. So Nike released this ad and it said, "For once, don't do it." And I don't think people understand. They're actually talking to the looters. That what they're saying is, please don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't loot our stores. Please don't destroy our stores. All right, so let's wrap this up with something that just made me burst out in laughter. Let me tell you, I've been having a pretty rough go of things over the last couple of weeks, which is part in why this video has been delayed so much, but this post really gave me a much needed laugh. Popeyes Chicken, the moral cornerstone of our country, decided the best way to show their support to the protesters and pay respects to George Floyd was to tweet out this gem. It's beautiful. Popeyes is nothing without black lives. Oh my god. It's how tone deaf is that? Oh my god. Jesus Christ, Popeyes. Are you really afraid of having more stores burned down, or do you actually believe that if black people stopped eating Popeyes chicken, that you would go out of business? The subtle racism is hilariously sad. Popeyes would go on to delete this tweet, but the fact that this tweet had to come up in somebody's mind, then they had to share that with somebody else or a group of people, and those people thought that this was a great idea. It's just so fucking retarded that it should serve as a reminder that people who run these companies are completely out of touch with reality. Now, if you watch my videos, you know that I don't have much of a filter. It's a part of my charm. I would have to say that my lack of a filter is my second best quality, right behind my humbleness. So let me be frank with you right now, viewer. These companies don't give a single fuck about you or your cause. These companies exist to make money, and the only way they're going to keep making tons of money is by appealing to the largest and loudest groups. If all these companies have to do to show that they care is have some intern change their profile pictures and throw together some half-assed generic post about supporting XYZ cause, there is zero reason for them not to do so. It is easily the best way to manipulate the sheep. The sheep who see this and forget that companies like Disney have a history of racism and conveniently forgetting about equality when it's not profitable for them. But Mando, some of these companies are matching donations, and well, that's great, but you realize that they're writing all of that off. They wouldn't be giving a single fucking cent if they didn't feel like they weren't going to profit from this in the end. Now, using a large platform to send a positive message, especially a message of equality, is important, but just know that these companies' priorities shift in the direction of the dollar bill. The tides of public opinion change, and when they change and it's not in your favor, these companies will not give a shit. They will not be here for you. They will be where the bulk of the customers are. These crocodile smiles, their tears, are distractions as they profit off the goodwill of those foolish enough to believe in the friendly nature of massive corporations who benefit from the use of slave labor and sweatshops around the world. I want to leave you with this. And now, dear little children who made this story read, to idle, silly, flattering words, I pray you ne'er give heed unto an evil counselor, close heart and ear and eye, and take a lesson from this tale of the spider and the fly. And that does it for today's video. I apologize for this video taking longer than I would have liked to get out. Like I said, life has kind of been slapping me in the face pretty hard as of late, but I appreciate you all for being patient with me. As always, I want to know what you think about all of this. Do you have a favorite example of a company's hypocrisy? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you like the video, don't forget to drop a like, and if you really want to support my content, hit that subscribe button and share this video on social media. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, by the way, at Metal Gear Mando. Thank you all so much for watching, stay safe out there, and until next time, I will see you in the next video.